Now, your Alaska Link weather for Anchorage and South Central.
Good evening. Yesterday we were talking about potentially bringing in one of the snowiest seasons on record, as currently we sit at fourth snowiest. But what we also are watching is the snow depth. We did see that we were trending to melt down that snowpack, but then that early week system did bump us up to a snowpack of 25 inches. And note that we have now had 113 days consecutively of staying over 20 inches for snow depth, bringing us into second place. What is in the first place spot there is last year's trend of 131 days of a snow depth over 20 inches. But note that end of March into early April is when a lot of these streaks came to an end. So we'll keep an eye on when it will fall below 20 inches. But we're going to still add to that snowpack here, at least as we head into our Friday with some light snow showers possible. We'll note that the low that is bringing us snow showers here into our Thursday will linger across the Prince William Sound. That could allow for some hit or miss flakes into our inland spots throughout the weekend. But note that into the weekend, we are going to see that temperatures are going to try to get back towards those 40s, which is a bit more seasonable. But before we get there, we are trending with some cooler temperatures for our Thursday and Friday. We'll note that from morning low to afternoon high, we only have about a 10-degree increase. But do note that we are warm enough that there might just be a time for some mix in place with those snow showers. So something to keep in mind. But for the most part, this should be a mostly snow event. We'll watch that frontal system brings widespread snow showers to those inland spots throughout Thursday, and then the low that is going to develop across the Gulf of Alaska is going to build towards the Prince William Sound, allowing for those coastal spots to bring that snowfall from Thursday into Friday morning. And then that low is going to linger, which can send in those hit or miss waves as we step throughout that weekend forecast, as we'll hold to some of those gray skies. So general accumulations is going to be about 1 to 3 inches for our inland spots. Higher amounts could be found across portions of the valley, so we'll watch that threat. For coastal areas, at least some light snowfall at onset, but then transitioning over to rain showers is looking a bit more likely. We'll trend into our Thursday here, 13 hours and 45 minutes of daylight. Not going to see too much of it there, as we will be working into those gray skies, and we'll hold with those gray skies potentially throughout much of the weekend. We have temperatures pretty similar to what we've been dealing with, just around those upper 30s across much of the region. Friday is going to be a little bit cooler, is what we'll notice as that low starts to move its way off towards the east. That's going to filter in a little bit of that cooler air out of the north. 35 for Anchorage, so trending about 10 degrees below normal. We will note that we'll have some gusty gap winds that will be in place as that low pushes its way off towards the east, so we'll talk about some higher wind gusts there for areas of Seward and Whittier. We'll then have those hit or miss flakes that will be around throughout the weekend, but we do trend to try to bring back some of those 40s for high temperatures, especially with some drier conditions expected inland. And then we'll keep an eye on potentially even more snow to track for next week.